Hello, welcome back to James Raven Reviews Vietnam. In today's episode, this is going to be something completely different because I'm going to be talking about my favourite movies of 2024, and I have done full reviews of these films, and so I'm not going to go so deep into the movies, so it'll be kind of be like a quick fire kind of appreciation for the films that I absolutely loved in 2024 because as I'm recording this, there's only about 3 or 4 days left until it's 2025, so I just thought, this could be kind of fun to mention movies I absolutely loved in 2024. Before I get into that, though, I will give you a few honourable mentions and recommendations for movies that I think were very, very great, but I feel like they didn't quite reach my top list of the actual movies I'll be talking about after that. So it's definitely that. And then obviously just a bit of context, I have done this in the past when I did talk about my favourite movies of 2023 and kind of my favourite and the ones I didn't like in 2022. But I don't do this kind of top 10 thing all the time because it's not kind of my thing. And I just felt like, let's just do this because it's something different and this is quite fun. So there is that. So the honourable mentions of 2024, we're going to kick this off with The Wild Robot, which is an absolutely awesome animated movie. One of the best, kind of movies I think of the year. It was so good. Animation was good. I was very engaged by the story. So there was that, and there was also Wicked. Wicked is really good film because it surprised me as somebody that doesn't really watch many musicals. I thought it was absolutely amazing and definitely a recommendable one. So then you get to a movie called Transformers One, and I was debating on whether I should put this in my top list or just an honorable mention. But the reason why I'm putting it as an honorable mention is because there are actually other movies that stood out to me way more. But this movie was still really good because it surprised the heck out of me as somebody that didn't really kind of, not somebody that was like super big into Transformers franchise. I absolutely loved this movie and just adored it, adored the voice acting, adored the animation and what they really brought to the table with the film. So there is that. I would say that is kind of where my honorable mentions end because sure there were like Indian movies like The Greatest of All Time and all that kind of stuff. There was really good movies this year, but there wasn't like I don't want to just make so much best because I would be dragging this like crazy. So let's get into my top list of 2024 here, and let's kick this off with Trap by M Night Shyamalan. Now this is a movie that I absolutely enjoyed because I went in so blind to this movie. It surprised the living heck out of me, and it was just such an awesome movie. You've got actors like Josh Hartnett. It has this really twisty, turny plot, and it gets crazier and crazier as the film goes on. And it was just a really, really, really enjoyable film. And so I will link that down below in my review of Trap. So there's that film. So the next movie on my list for the top best of 2024 is actually Inside Out 2. So this is a sequel to the Inside Out from 2015, which absolutely surprised me to no end that the sequel to Inside Out, was absolutely amazing. The animation was great, the story was great, it was like quite a good film. So there's definitely that. And then, so you've got Trap, you've got Inside Out 2. So then after that, I feel like we started to get into the good stuff here of 2024 because we had movies like Deadpool and Wolverine, which was this really, really enjoyable film. It was a sequel to Deadpool, another sequel to Deadpool actually, because there was Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2, right? And then, this movie was amazing because it was funny, it was entertaining, it had all the cameos and all that, and it was such a fun movie that I actually rewatched it on Disney Plus like a month or so ago, and I got to say that I still really did enjoy the movie, and so there was definitely that. But then you get to this film called Alien Romulus, and it was absolutely one of the best movies I've seen in this entire year. It gave me a really good cinematic experience, and I just felt like this movie is awesome because it was a very interesting one for me because the Alien franchise is one of the weirdest franchises ever because it's known for some of the best films in cinema and some of the worst films in cinema. So it was like, is this actually going to be any great? And it was really good because it went back to the roots of what an alien movie should actually be. It was very good in that department, and it just gave me everything I wanted in an alien film possible. So there's definitely that. So this will kind of be my final kind of movie on this list. and I'm going to give my favourite movie of 2024 on this list to Dune Part 2. Because simply put, this was better than the original. It had a lot of action, it had a lot going for it. To the point where the movie was so good I had to go back and watch that film again before I actually reviewed it, because so many details, so many layers, and it was just an amazing film. So hope you enjoyed this review, that this type of different video where I'm kind of just breaking down my passion for some of the best films that I watched of 2024. And yes, this will be the last kind of video for the year, as there's not going to be a lot to talk about until like January of 2025. So definitely stay tuned for that. So yeah, that is my top best of 2024. Let me know if you're going to watch any of these films I mentioned in this video, and I will see you in 2025. Bye.